Hello everyone, and a massive welcome back to Legends Speak English, the channel where we learn English through the inspiring stories of legends. And today, we're talking about a true modern-day legend, a man who redefined the meaning of persistence and turned a string of failures into one of the world's greatest success stories. I'm talking about Jack Ma, the visionary founder of Alibaba. Have you ever felt like you're facing one closed door after another? Maybe you failed an important exam, or you didn't get that job you really wanted. It's a tough feeling, right? Well, imagine experiencing that not just once or twice, but dozens of times. That was the reality for Jack Ma. His story isn't just about building a multi-billion-dollar empire. It's a powerful lesson that failure is not the final chapter, but merely the first draft of your success story. So, let us dive into the journey of the man who was once told he was no good. Jack Ma's early life was far from glamorous. He grew up in Hangzhou, China, during a time of great economic change. He wasn't a top student. In fact, he struggled academically. He failed his primary school exams twice. He failed his middle school exams 3 times. And when it came to the all-important college entrance exam, he failed that twice before finally scraping through on his 3rd attempt to get into what he himself described as a third-rate college. For many, this string of academic setbacks would be enough to crush their spirit. But for Jack, it was just the beginning of his dance with rejection. After graduating, he was ready to enter the workforce, full of hope. He applied for over 30 different jobs and was rejected from every single one. Think about that for a moment, 30 rejections. He applied to be a police officer. They told him, "You're no good." He even went to the newly opened KFC in his city. 24 people applied for the job, and they hired 23. Jack was the only one who was turned away. Even his ambitions to study abroad were met with a firm no. He applied to Harvard University, one of the most prestigious institutions in the world, not once, not twice, but 10 times. And 10 times, he received a rejection letter. Can you imagine the resilience it takes to face that level of rejection from your dream school and still keep going? Most people would have given up, convinced that they just weren't cut out for success. But Jack Ma is not most people, so what changed? In 1995, Jack took a trip to the United States. It was there that he was introduced to the internet for the first time. He was fascinated. He searched for the word beer and found results from Germany, the USA, and Japan, but not a single result from China. Then he searched for China, and again, nothing. It was a light bulb moment. He saw a massive, untapped opportunity. He realized he could use the internet to connect Chinese businesses with the rest of the world. He returned to China Diagnostico and, with a group of 17 friends, gathered in his small apartment. With just $60,000 pooled together, they founded a company. They called it Alibaba. The early days were incredibly difficult. They had no major investors, and for the first 3 years, the company didn't make a single dollar in profit. People called him a liar, a madman. They told him his idea of an online marketplace was a fantasy that would never work. He was essentially trying to build trust in an online world where no trust existed. Think about the pressure. He had convinced his friends to leave their stable jobs to join his venture, and for 3 years, all they saw was struggle. Yet, Jack's vision was unshakable. He believed in the power of the internet and the potential of small businesses. He famously said, "Today is brutal, tomorrow is more brutal, but the day after tomorrow is beautiful." However, the majority of people will die tomorrow evening. He was determined to make it to the day after tomorrow, and he did. Through sheer persistence, unwavering belief, and an incredible ability to inspire his team, Jack Ma slowly but surely built Alibaba into a titan of e-commerce. He didn't have a background in technology or business management. He learned as he went, guided by his vision and his core belief in serving the little guys, the small and medium-sized enterprises that were being ignored by the big players. He focused on building a platform based on trust, introducing systems like Alipay to ensure transactions were secure. Alibaba didn't just become a company, it became an ecosystem. It transformed how business is done in China and, eventually, around the globe. And Jack Ma, the man who was rejected by KFC, became one of the wealthiest and most influential people in the world. So, what can we learn from this incredible legend? The most important lesson is right there in his journey. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success, Every rejection Jack faced was a stepping stone. Each no strengthened his resolve. He didn't see failure as a verdict on his worth, but as feedback. It was data telling him to try a different approach, to pivot, to be more creative. His story teaches us the power of a long-term vision. While everyone else was focused on the immediate difficulties, Jack was looking at the day after tomorrow. He had a clear picture of the future he wanted to create, and this vision acted as his compass, guiding him through the darkest storms. It also shows us the importance of self-belief when no one else believes in you. The world told him he was no good, but he refused to accept that judgment. He knew his own worth and the value of his idea. This inner strength is crucial for any entrepreneur, artist, or anyone Padros trying to achieve something great. So, the next time you face a setback, the next time you hear the word no, think of Jack Ma. Think of the 30 job rejections. Think of the 10 Harvard rejections. Think of the first 3 profitless years of Alibaba. Remember that your current struggle is not your final destination. It is simply part of the path, the training ground that prepares you for your own day after tomorrow. Every legend starts with a struggle. Your struggle is just the beginning of your own legendary story. Thank you so much for watching Legend Speak English today. We hope Jack Ma's story has inspired you as much as it inspires us. If you found this story valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next episode. Share this video with someone who needs to hear that it's okay to fail. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep building your own legend. See you soon.